think that I just come in there and look for knockouts, and that's not the case. I'm actually a sharp, smart fighter.
So, I'm here. Who wanted to fight me?
I really don't care who's in front of me. I don't feel like no fighter can beat me.
Welcome to Bodywork. Welcome back. It's Michael Rogers. Welcome to Bodywork Boxing. It feels so good to be back. Man, I've been sitting back watching, man. And man, what are we witnessing in 2024, man? What are we witnessing in 2024? Did boxing just get his wake-up call? Like, that's a serious question. You know what I'm saying? I know you can go a lot of places. You can find a lot of people. But did boxing just get his wake-up call, man, with this? I'm gonna start calling it wrestling. It's a new term. I'm calling it wrestling, man. It's boxing, you know, but it's really like wrestling in disguise, man. They're gonna do it in the form of boxing, but it's wrestling in disguise. So it's a new term coming out called wrestling. We are in an era where everybody is wrestling, man. You know, I mean, hey, what they say, you gotta laugh so you don't cry. Cause man, I think that the Jake Paul, and this is probably the first video, and probably I ain't gonna say the last, because you know you gotta stay current on what's going on in boxing. I ain't gonna say it's the last, man, but this is the first and one of the few, I should say, that videos I'm gonna do involving something with Jake Paul. Cookie Monster, mic check, sounding good. Bodywork, salute Cookie Monster. I appreciate that. Yeah, you know I need those mic checks. But I really wanted to address this thing that's going on, because I had got wind of this a couple of days ago when I seen Andre Ward basically calling, or basically said that Jake Paul Bills boot camp, salute Bills, salute, man. But when I seen Andre Ward saying that Jake Paul needs to say his name, now, I mean, we hear about this one fighter. I swear we do. We hear about this one fighter, you know, all the time. People ask how hard he hit, what color are his boxers, what do he like to eat after he get one in. Like, they ask these, like, we always hearing people ask these weird questions. This infatuation that the boxing world has for this one boxer who's not the face of boxing, but can't nobody stop talking about him. We hear about them all the time, right? And so I'm like, okay, I'm like, all right, let's tell us who's great, who's chasing greatness, who's doing great things, who's daring to be great. You could say Bam, you could say Inouye. Who else? Usyk. Currently, Dubois, he's doing this thing. You got a couple people that's bubbling, that's really like chasing greatness. Like people that like when you think of them, like look, they getting legacy, they getting money, they getting everything all in one whop. That's probably Bam and Anyway, for real. But when I hear somebody like Andre Ward basically campaigning for Jake Paul, I'm like, are y'all awake out there? Like boxing fans, like this is for my boxing fans. And remember, I'm the 5%. Like remember, I was put in my place. There's a lot of other big head ass casual channels that'll, they'll basically, you might need to, if you definitely got to be grown to go over there, but you need to protect yourself at all times when you go over there, man, because they will have you doing something strange for Jake. You know what I'm saying? In a little piece of change, they'll make you do something strange for Jake. When it comes to the Sheik, you gotta kiss the ring. They are selling us up the river. Like it's some big head ass, casual ass, hating ass channels out here that all they do is pump venom into the sport. So listen, this is not gonna be one of them ones that get the congregation jumping for joy. But y'all know Bodywork gotta make some noise. You can go over there for that. I was put in my place. I understand that these guys, they are openly telling you, like, look, man, we're catering to the 95% of these casual fans. And then people say, all right, this is casual boxing talk. That is what it is right then and there. Like, they don't care about a lot of the stuff, and that's why they won't slow it down. They won't put shit under a microscope. They really don't cook. You know what I'm saying? You ever went to a real good restaurant, right? And because of the amount of staff they have, right, they'll give you the same shit at home, but they can get it out to you faster. And you might get served with whatever. It's like ordering the same shit that you could do right in their own home. Like, I'm talking about TV dinner type shit. Like, like Salisbury steak, them fish patties. That shit is ready to order, right? Cut and go. Like, it's pop it in the microwave and go. Those kind of places. They are going to shove the Sheik down your throat. They're going to shove Jake down your throat. And I'm asking my critical thinking, hardcore, like people who going to be around to watch this sport forever. Not people that's just, oh man, if it's on, I'm just going to watch. No. Like people who care about the sport still having a place. Like a solid, firm foundation. Like this is geared towards y'all. Do y'all see what's going on in boxing right now? Do y'all see what's going on in boxing today? Like, are y'all asleep? Remember how Leonard Ellaby said that when it came down to Oscar, in when you get him heated, I mean, he's trying to be more cordial now about it or whatever, but whenever he used to get adamant about his feelings for for Oscar De La Hoya, you remember what he used to say? He said Oscar was busy asleep at the wheel. How many of our favorite fighters fall asleep in the middle rounds? You can say that about like some of my guys. Regis, he'll fall asleep in the middle rounds. Sometimes Devin, he tend to do it in the middle rounds, but like it's this period of time where they get in, they start doing real good. Oshaki, he might do it a little bit, like where it's like right in the middle rounds, you asleep at the wheel. You there, but you're not there. Like hardcores, are you there? Are you there? Do you care? Do y'all care that people are saying that they are giving Jake Paul more respect? Anybody, like right now, anybody that Jake Paul says he will fight, they will actually fight him. And look at our examples. Look at our examples. A wise man was reminding me here recently. Listen, you got to learn how to read the room. Like my hardcore boxing fans, are you guys reading the room? Like, are you reading your room? Like, I made a post, I think it was last week in the community tab. I said, man, you being illiterate has nothing to do with the writing on the wall. Bars. You know what I'm saying? Like, you being illiterate has nothing to do with the writing on the wall. Do y'all understand that the writing is on the wall for boxing? Do you understand that if this man right here, this Hall of Famer, like old Blue Eyes, I did it my way. He walked away on his own, like he did it his way. He said, no, I'm gonna go out the way I want to. He just up, you know what I'm saying? He up and gracefully bowed down and said, off. But Eureka, after seeing Jake Paul get in there and in that embarrassing fight with Mike Tyson, Andre Ward is basically saying, yeah, I'll do it, but he has to say my name. So just say my name. Do you know the implications of that? I'm like, for all of the people that the great, you know what I'm saying, the great S.O.G could come back for, out of all of the people, it's Jake Paul. But there's something wrong with me, and we should be, you and everybody out here, like I said, these big head ass commercial channels out here shoving Jake Paul down your throat. And here recently, they've been trying to shit on everything that has to do with the two Davids fights, saying that that's not a good fight. I'm like, man, listen, I'm trying to tell y'all, man, the people that y'all go to for your boxing counsel and your information, man, they are not boxing fans. You got to understand that. They are not boxing fans. They are in the business of boxing. Like, they make money talking about it. They to make revenue. Y'all know the piece that I always put out with Charles Barkley saying, listen, man, I know you're not going to talk about that. He's like, and he said, listen, they were like, Charles, we trying to get likes, clicks, and views. We don't care. He's like, so when I got my job, he said, I told myself I have to be better than that. So they will pick, choose, and refuse to talk about all the things that are going right with boxing, things that have potential, things that actually matter. And they will steadily pump venom in your veins, get you distracted and all wound up, hating on they talk about the same shit every day, y'all. Where are y'all at? Like, is box, like, are y'all asleep? Why ain't nobody point to Andre Ward and say, hold on, Ward, man, come on, man. Like, you know why? Because nowadays, these guys thrive when they see food. When they see food. His twin, Bodywork, salute his twin. These guys thrive when we are in the era where these guys thrive when they see food. And y'all know how I asked y'all, look, read the room. The only one that's not up there is Keyshawn, right? If we want to be real, right? If this picture was real, was right and exact, right? The only one that would be missing from this, let everybody tell it right now, would be Keyshawn, right? But let's look at their moves. How are they moving right now? If you got Andre Ward calling out Jake Paul, you got Shakur saying he want undisputed and going over the match room where there's no belts. You got Bud. I mean, people say he could do whatever he wants, man. I'm not here to trigger nobody, but Bud moving how Bud moving, man. He said, hey, he stepped aside from the anybody else get shitted on for taking step like that guy Merges Aliyev. Oh man, how did he really want to fight when he took step aside? He got $1 million in step aside money. I mean, if he got paid and got a bag and he stepped aside and he really got his eyes on the prize, and that's Canelo. Even though I don't see anything that indicates that that's what it's going to be, he can do his own thing right now. He can do his own thing right now. Can't nobody check him. Can't nobody say nothing. Can't nobody really read him. Like he can just do whatever he wants. And he's saying he want Canelo. Everybody's cool. But if you let everybody tell it, like, oh, these are the guys. These are the who's who. So that's why it was so important, or such a paradigm shifting imagery to see Floyd, who's that money guy. Perfect balance between boxing skill and acumen and the ultimate entrepreneur businessman. Then you got Andre Ward. He was like, you could say the perfect professional. You want to say perfect professional? Maybe he didn't advertise and do all that, but he had to, he been wearing the Jordan logo forever. You know what I'm saying? He been down with the squad. He been taken care of. He got one of the hardest documentaries out. And you got Shakur, the silver medal Olympian. You know, who did his thing, come up. He's 3 divisions. He unified before. Many things. Then you got Bud, 2-time undisputed. So read the room and then look at the moves that they're doing and what's going on. Floyd, he's doing exhibition. Andre Ward, I thought he was podcasting, but then I guess since he's in the podcast, since he is a podcaster now or whatever he got going on with the smoke, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Whatever he got going on, I guess that qualifies him for Jake Paul. But when you look at the people, like, because it's crazy how certain boxers get held to certain standards. And then other people that they could just do whatever they want. Like, ain't that crazy? Like, would you want your legend in Andre Ward to be calling out, like, man, come on. With Bivol out there, with Beterbiev out there, with all this food, like real food, like some legacy, like, man, I want to be just like that. Like, yep, I want to be able to walk away on my own terms and then come back, and then I'm going to fight a guy like Beterbiev or even Usyk. Just to see. Because if Tyson could come back at 58 to go fight a 27-year-old, are we going to look at Andre Ward and the resume and everything? But if I was to look at his age, because I don't think he's either like a year or two ahead of me, I think, maybe. I got to look at it. I don't know. I'm 44. But I don't know. We're going to look at it. But, like, are y'all reading the room? I literally, before I came on here, I seen a 2-minute video. It was a top rank. It said top rank on it. It had Bernardo Osuna and Keyshawn on it. And the title was Keyshawn wants Tank and Baranchek. And guess what they talked about? Yeah, I confirmed that, yes, Baranchek is my next fight, but I think I could beat Tank. And they're going to use Tank's name to promote the whole time going into the Baranchek fight. They're never going to say Baranchek's name. There's not going to be no animosity. There's not going to be nothing. They're going to use Tank. And this is a top-ranked thing that they do. They've been doing this for years. Remember when I was trying to tell y'all, don't get played? Let's look at the tea leaves. And I came out and put stakes in the ground. I told y'all exactly what Keyshawn was doing. I told y'all exactly what he was doing and what path he was on. And I told y'all, I said, listen, if Shakur, before it happened, I called it out in real time. In real time, like when I said this was load management, I kept that energy. I told y'all in real time what was going on. This guy was taking over Top Rank. He was going to get Lemos, keep jaw-jacking with the Vargas boys, and then you're going to get Baranchek. I came out and looked at the stock market, told y'all Morataya was going to be in the mix, gave the pulse of where they were in that, and I said that, listen, man, this is the ultimate goal. This is the Cold War. This is what everybody should be clamoring for. It should be equal pressure on both sides. But people want to relegate and delegate oh, man, you the A side. Oh, man, all I got to do is sit and wait. So it's okay for you to sit and wait for a fight for another grown man to feed you. Like, I don't know, man. If we waited on other people to actually feed us, man, I don't know how far we would make it. Edward Morris, salute. Shakur got to tighten up. That's what I feel like it, you know what I'm saying? I feel like he do. But we got, man, listen, y'all. Listen. If this is not a wake-up call to y'all, if this is not a wake-up call, and like we are in the clout chasing era, we are in the era where even if you are a Highlander, I would consider Andre Ward a Highlander. Like him and Tim Bradley are Hall of Famers, but Andre Ward was a Highlander. Floyd Mayweather, Highlander. In a way, he's a Highlander. Bam, Highlander. Tank, Highlander. Skills, what I'm talking about. Skill-wise, a Highlander. Bud, Highlander. Read the room. Peep the moves. And so, like, this is what I've been trying to tell y'all. A lot of these things that Shakur's been doing, it's been under the guidance of the people that's been around him. Well, I believe that he already understands that he's in a good place as far as his career. He's already, like, accolades. He's already won that. He already won that battle with accolades. That's all they use right now. I mean, the silver medal and then the unification. It's crazy how the silver medal and the unification, like accolade wise, like people act like him and Tank are like eons and eons away or apart from each other. But it's crazy how Shakur is not the one being asked about in every video. They're not asking people how hard Shakur hits. They're not asking people, oh man, what do you think? What you think he wear polka dots or stripes on his boxer shorts? They're not asking about him. It's crazy how that works. His moves, because like when he make a move, it's like, oh, okay, what do you expect? Oh, he did this or he did that. There is no pressure. There's no pressure for him to fight anybody challenging. Look at who he's getting counsel from. So his moves are going to line up accordingly. When Shakur sees food, he moves. He's going to go get food. Andre Ward, he saw that fight with Jake Paul. He sees food. I'm like, where was that energy with Baturbia? Bivol. Like, if you're going to come back and put the gloves on, like, come on, man. Like, come on. But it's not a good look. I can't believe, man. Like, listen. I can't believe what date and time we're in. We a couple of days away from December. We can already be in 2025. What, about 45 days? Or less? We can already be in 2025, man. And I want you to sit down. This was more like an accountability, like a wake up live. I've been sitting back. I'm like, you know, obviously y'all don't like, people don't like what I have to say because people don't like the truth. But when their pastor come out and said, then it's the gospel and then they can run with it. It's like, no, check out the channel, peep the content, simmer down. Don't get your blood pressure so high. Because you see where these guys are coming from a mile away if you just sit and you read the room. But they say, peep the moves. But this is an accountability live. Why? Because as a boxing fan, I need you to look yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, where is boxing right now? Where all of the stories and what people talk about are all the cloudy things. All the shit that, like, they can know it's 100% not true, but they would sit around for 8 hours in a day and talk about the same shit every day. If there's a champion, listen, one of the big head ass, commercial ass, big microphone having, big broad couch having channels was up there crying, like literally crying and hating when PBC announced that it was a free fight with Timzu and Bakram. You know what they talked about? Oh man, you can't pronounce the name. Like, man, who gonna pronounce, man? Well, you would have them two names on a card. It was free, and they were crying. It was free, and they were crying. Well, when David and David got announced, first they came out like the Grinch. I said, dang, like, man, we about to get it, because, you know, that's before we known that it was, you know, we didn't know the date, but we was assuming that, okay, because they were saying maybe in December, before things got pushed back and shuffled around. However, what happened in the boxing business, I'm not one of them guys that have an inside source. Go check with those guys that got inside sources. There's a lot of them out here that got inside sources and shit. They be wrong a lot, but they got a whole lot of inside sources. Get that shit from them, not me. We thought it was going to be in December. It didn't happen. Man, you would have thought somebody hit the lottery the way they were talking about it. They were like so happy when they thought that fight was not going to happen with David and David. Then when it got announced again, they said, oh man, who won it? And now, the past 3-4 days, they have been crying. Their knees been sore, their throats been strepped, their tonsils all banged out, because they've been throating Jake Paul for about, man, they've been throating Jake Paul for about a month now. So they're really exhausted. They're running on fumes. What they don't really realize is these are the side effects. Some of the things that they're showing, some of this hate and stuff like that, it's remorse. You know what I'm saying? They have remorse because they feel like they done something wrong for the kind of relations they were actually having around this Jake Paul. Like all of the nasty, weird, wet, germy things they were doing, praising Jake Paul. They're like that person that's getting in the shower right now, and they like, you know, you remember when you remember on Set It Off when she was like, I'm in the bind, Nate. You remember when she was in that shower afterwards, after he was when she got in that shower, you remember how she was scrubbing? That's how they feel right now. They hate. So they're pissed off that David and David's fighting, which is a legacy fight for both of them. Do not let they big head, casual, narrative asses push it down your throat that it's not. That's a great, excellent fight. But they'll tell you that that's a bad fight. It shouldn't happen. Canelo can fight whoever he want. Bud can fight whoever he want. Shakur, it don't matter who he fight because nobody will fight him. Floyd, oh man, it's everything for the bag. And oh yeah, man, I want Andre Ward to fight Jake Paul. If he wanted to get a bag, I told y'all. But when if one fighter, the fighter that everybody talks about, you know what I'm saying, the one who paints his nails and everything, the one that they talk about, he told you a long time ago, I don't care about no belts, I'm about the bag. They hate him for it. But everybody else can do everything that they want for a bag. They are trying to anoint Jake Paul as the king of boxing, the face of boxing. Just because you can sell and you can do some corny, some gimmicky shit and take advantage of the system, that don't mean you're the face of nothing. You're a high earner. You good in your profession. You are not the face of boxing. If you were, you would fight Hakeem Rahman Jr. That's what you would do. You would spin the block and fight a real guy that you got history with. He was getting ready to train. You would spin the block and go get Hakeem Rahman Jr. if you were the face of boxing. That's what you would do. But this is a wake-up call, y'all. I think Ward was paid to say that about Jake. Of course. He won a bag, but see, this is where we draw the line at, see? Because they always, do you ever notice that they don't ever really say nothing critical about nobody they had affiliations with Top Rank? they say something critical about everything. It's like Tim Bradley, he done started a new joint, and one, he's either stealing everybody's content or he's basically hating on his whole channel. Top Rank and their whole thing is driven by one name. They use one name to promote them. That's why I say that's like some whole ass activity, if you ask me. Because it's some people that I don't like, I'll say their name. I'll take my little shot like bow, bow. I'll take my shot, but I'm not gonna sit around all day like for an hour talking about one person. Are you kidding me? One guy, one man? No. Tim Bradley whole thing, the Pro Box, Gary Jonas, he better be concerned, because them guys over there Pro Box, man, it's clear. They on that same shit that the other guy is, like, you know what I'm saying? You might well call it the Latin voice, you know what I'm saying? Like, because, you know, when they come down to the Latins or whatever, like, it does not matter. And I'm starting to see a pattern. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm starting to see a pattern with the guy that be doing the little 2-minute drills, thinking that he roasting everybody. Like, that is really a Latin channel, man. And I try not to do this. I try not to really do this, but like, man, I just want y'all to be aware. I want y'all to read the room, because basically it's a lot of people out here that's making moves and they're fraudulent. And whether it's the camp, whether it's the people around you, whether it's their fans, it's like they're not keeping it a buck. They're not. They don't ever keep it 100. The goalposts stay moving, and it's crazy how if the excuse is going to be, because I told people in real life this. I say, how many times you see somebody, like, again, let's just say the Diddler, right? When they used to talk about the Diddler and it was knowledge of things that he was doing and stuff that he was connected to, and people would be like, oh yeah, but man, you know, he getting to the bag. Oh man, yeah. And like, how many times we heard, like, even when you heard about that the Zulu Nation and all them, like, when you heard about all of that stuff they had going on, and you really started like peeling back the layers behind it, you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh man, yeah, but you know, they were the first ones to. It's like people always have an excuse to excuse it away when people are doing things that they shouldn't do. And most of the time, the excuse is, oh yeah, but you know, he getting to the bag. Like getting to the bag is just a cure all for everything. It's crazy how that don't work for one fighter, but it worked for all the other fighters. Oh man, you know why he did that, man? He trying, you know, he getting to the bag. Oh yeah, you know why he disrespected that dude mother like that. Yeah, man, because he getting to the bag. Like, yeah, you know why he kissed that man on film? Because he getting to a bag. You know why he put on that dress? Because he getting to the bag. It's entertainment. Right. Like, there is something about, like, yes, boxing is entertainment, but boxing is a mortal combat. You know, it's you can die like all of the other ones, but the likelihood of you dying from boxing is a whole lot higher. So yes, it is entertainment, but it's really not to be played with. And we are on the slippery slope, and I can't believe where we're at in 2024. I want to know where you all are in boxing and where it's going, because I'm on wax even before, when it was just Michael Rogers, before I switched over to Bodywork. It's on wax, or maybe even a couple of them first couple of videos that was on Bodywork, like some of my earliest ones, man. I was sitting up there saying that it was turning into wrestling, man. So now we got wrestling, boxing disguised in the form of wrestling. Like, that's what it is, man. It's like the wrestling thing under the guise of boxing is wrestling. We are in the wrestling era now. I mean, I would love to hear from y'all, man. I would love to hear from y'all, man. And it's crazy, man, because people would do, like, because when Floyd was doing it, oh man, you know he'll do anything. But then when your guy started doing stuff for money, when your guy started looking real soft and suspect, all on behalf of chasing a bag, all on behalf of chasing a bag. Like, how much is enough money? Like, no, really, how much is enough money? How much is enough money? And people say you can never have enough. It's like, well, I have a lot of examples where people had too much money. Like, and I don't pocket watch, but I have a lot of examples of where people had too much money because they kept chasing the bag and they kept chasing the bag and kept chasing the bag. That's what happened with Devin. He was chasing with that shit, that blemish, that little swatch, whatever he got on his record. That's because he was chasing the bag with Ryan. Threw his whole shit off. It sounded like Boots, he might be flirting with that option. I'm like, man, y'all better leave that quote unquote bag alone. That bag come with a lot of baggage. But we know we can count like in real life, because I know a lot of y'all, unlike myself, that's why I get on here and I say, welcome back. It's Michael Rogers. Welcome to Bodywork Boxing. It feels so good to be back. That's why I give my real shit. I'm not a character when I get on here, but I know a lot of people get online, and since they in character, when they in character, a lot of shit sound good online, and yeah, you can call people the BAN all online, and you can curse people out and talk about their mother and put them in drag, and you can just do whatever you can say and do whatever you want online. I don't forget that this is just online. Like, it's a real world out here. When the computer screens go down, so I try to remind myself as I transition out here on this internet that it's still a real world out here. And this really is like, this is really the Matrix. Like, this is really the Matrix. Like, where you want one boxer. Think about this. You would love and you campaign for your boxer to always run toward the smoke. No, don't just call him out. Say his name after you win a fight. Show up to his press conference. Show up ringside. Get on interviews and call him out. That fighter, that might be somebody like Blair. Blair do all of that. Oh man, he don't really, man. Come on, man. That dude, man, come on, man. You talking about 35? Come on, man. Meanwhile, Baranchek, damn near the same age as Loma. Way older than Tank. You don't like that activity when it's somebody like Blair doing it. Like, when it's somebody like Blair running up on a guy saying his name, nobody likes that. Right? That's encouraged. That's what you want from your fighter. But like, when a guy like David Morrell, who had been fighting Canelo Alvarez as mandatory since 2020, his WBA mandatories at 168 since 2020. David Morrell was fighting Canelo Alvarez as mandatory since 2020. They say, oh man, he ain't fought nobody. And who has he beat? He was fighting the mandatory for his belt. He was fighting the mandatory. That's just how you can get in the line that he was standing in. They said he didn't do nothing, but the whole time he remained consistent in calling David Benavidez. David Benavidez was doing what he was supposed to do because he was calling the quote unquote face of boxing. He was calling him out and chasing him, and he couldn't do nothing. Meanwhile, Edgar Berlanga, he get slipped right on in. At Munguia, he got slipped right on in, even though David was the one who lost his belts. When Canelo mustered up all his courage to go ahead and become undisputed. Right after David did that, David showed him, he said, oh man, you gotta go fight. You gotta go fight Andre. Man, you gotta fight Caleb Plant. I'll fight you. He go do that. Man, what do you have to offer, man? Nothing but 25 pounds. But he was going to go up the cruiserweight and challenge Makabu. Makabu that week, when Makabu had that fight, he was going to go up and fight Makabu. And people was playing around, disrespecting him, calling that man MacBook Air and stuff like that. He was fully committed to fighting that. Makabu just didn't look that good. So he had to call it off. But all David Benavidez offered was an extra 25 pounds. Yikes. Like, so when David Morrell comes out and says, hey, yeah, I wanna fight David Benavidez. You know, inside the ring, he says, man, listen, man. Outside the ring, I respect everything and everybody, man. He said, but inside the ring, I don't respect nothing, man. He called that man out after every fight, after every performance. He called him out. He shook hands and engaged in talks, even though he wasn't, you know, his English wasn't that crispy. He still attempted and gave the people, and you saw him grow, because at first he wasn't speaking no English. Now he's speaking the English, you know what I'm saying? He's speaking the English now, you know what I'm saying? He been knocking people out. He been calling David Benavidez. David Benavidez said, you know what? I'm getting out. He woke up. He took that smelling salt. The same thing I'm trying to ask these fans right now to do. Smell the smelling salt. Wake up and pay attention to what's actually happened. He smelled the smelling salt. David Benavidez did. He said, you know what? I can't keep chasing this guy. I'm gonna end up like Maul Charlo and Boo Boo and them guys that was sitting around waiting for Canelo. I'm gonna carve my own lane out. I'm going up to 75. You know what David Morrell said? He said, hold my beer. Well, goddamn, I'm going up to 175. That's the shit that we be campaigning. The shit that Blair was doing, the shit that David Benavidez did, the shit that David Morrell did, and all these dudes want to do is just shit all over everything that they got going on, saying that those are not moving, all kind of hate, and it's disguised hate. It's disguised hate. We already know what it is, man. It's clear as the air that we breathe, that we know that we need, but we just can't see. It's clear as day what it is. It's clear as day is what it is. They are not boxing fans. They are in the business of boxing. It's a difference. So how do you shit on behavior like what David Morrell doing, defending the mandatories to the face of boxing for one of his belts, since he had the whole division on lock. He got all the belts. Well, he was in this line defending it. And when the guy that he wanted, when he moved up right behind him. He didn't get the grace of, that was just his first time at a weight class and trying to fill it out and trying to do this. Tank didn't get that even when he jumped up there to in Fort Mario Barrio. He didn't get that either. Like, first time up, just doing it. He didn't get that grace. They shitted on him. And it's a commonality. Y'all just too naive to see what they're doing to y'all, but they'll have y'all looking at some shit totally backwards. What David Morrell did, his life is a movie. If you think about it, his life is a movie. From Cuba, Cuban style of boxing, left early, went to Minnesota. When I was over the road, man, you get out in Minnesota, man, and certain times that wind blow, it feel like you don't have nothing on. Like a grown man in a bear suit, when that wind, that hawk come down through there, it feel like you got on a nightgown. The Cuban went to Minnesota, the army. Busting people up, putting them in the hospital, defending the face of boxing is mandatory for the WBA. Linked up with Ronnie Shields. Now he getting ready to fight the Mexican monster. The guy that even the face of boxing don't want to fight. How about that? I'm not gonna be all politically and sounding all dumb like most people. The face of boxing, Mexican boxing, Canelo Alvarez don't want to fight David. He does not want to. That's a fact. He don't want to. Well, this guy is chasing him. Who chases the monster? That's the kind of behavior that you want your favorite fighter to have, but when the fighter like David Morrell exhibits that, he gets shit on. They are not boxing fans. They are in the business of boxing, man. Like, some of this behavior that's going on, like, you can say what you want about the one fighter. He was getting out of all of the people. I keep telling y'all, aside from Virgil in this picture, out of all of the people, it was only one guy that was getting ready to fight a champion. Aside from Virgil in this picture, it was none of them guys was getting ready to fight a champion. Devin will not go get his seat back, but they'd rather sit up there all day and shit on Tank all day than to actually ask, why didn't Devin want to go get his seat back? They'd rather shit on the undercard with a guy that's defending Devin's belt. How you gonna shit on the card when the guy, hold on. This will be called a checkmate. This will be called a checkmate. How was you wearing knee pads for Devin, spraying your throat down with all kind of crazy throat coat, putting in tonsil jewelry, Teflon knee pads for Devin when he had the belt? But now the guy that has his belt and beat one of the two boogeymen in Sabril Matias and Gary Antoine Russell at the time, now that he's wearing it, it's a bad fight. So the belt was everything when it was around Devin's waist, but it ain't shit now that it's around Quaylo's waist. Right. That shit be working on them casuals out there. I'm trying to tell you, not here. And then you just got people, man, that they always gonna find and teeter-totter that fine line because they know that there's always a demographic that's always going to be on the opposite end of what's right if what's right don't look like them. Let me say it again. There's always going to be a group of people who make content and push things out here that are always going to find themselves on the opposite end of what's right when what's right does not look like them. I'm gonna let that sink in for a second, man. I do ask y'all to support the channel, man. I've been sitting back, man. I wanted to do some stuff here lately, man. I do this though. I'll let y'all know I gotta take a break because if I don't fall back in love with the sport or give myself something to actually love and cherish about the sport other than this bullshit that they pushing us, I'll be out. I wouldn't have it. That's why I say, man, I don't know what kind of love life most of these men that get online and do. I don't know what kind of love life they have. It's just missionary every day, just right there, just the same old dumbass shit. There ain't no leg movement, no head movement. It's just the same bullshit every day. It's the same thing every day. Salute AC, salute Bodywork, salute, bruv. But I wanted to do this, man, to give a wake-up call and say, listen, man, we only 1 month out, man. We're a little over a month to the end of what they call 2024 before we go into 2025, man. Get your boxing mind right. You know what I'm saying? We know starting off, turning a new leaf, and and all these new resolutions and all that stuff. We know all of that superficial and all that. And people do it anyway every year. It's just it's habit. We creatures of habit. People do all that, but listen, man. For 45 days or less, I believe. Somebody can do the math. I don't know how many days we have left, but get your mind right before 2025, man. Or get it on your sleeve. Like, get your mind right in 2020, before 2025, man. Do not let these dudes Bob Arum you, man. You know how Bob Arum said boxing fans are like rocks. You could just throw them wherever you want. That's why they got Keyshawn doing that bullshit. He gonna ride on the shoulders of Tank all the way up to his title fight with Baranchyk, bro. Like, it's disgusting, nasty, slimy, greasy work from a guy from the same general area where he can't sell his own fight on his own shoulders. He gonna ride Tank like a goddamn camel in the Mojave, like all the way to Baranchyk, and it's disgusting work. Like, get your mind right. Like, listen, man, if we keep rewarding, like, y'all know what happened when you keep rewarding clout chase, right? When you reward a clout chaser, remember when I told y'all with T.O., like, and how it's like them serial unalivers where first they get a thrill out of getting inside of the house while somebody's in it, right? Then they graduate to actually sniffing the drawers. You know what I'm saying? And then they escalate to the point to where they actually do the unthinkable. Remember when I told y'all about T.O., and then y'all saw how it happened with T.O., how it was just this remark, then it was that remark, then it was the monkeys, and you know what I'm saying? Then it was just, and then it got to the point where I don't even give a fuck what happened to him. Actually, I gave the analogy of how Charlie Murphy and Eddie gave Rick James some help when he kept putting his feet on that couch, and I kept saying that that's the kind of help that T.O. needs. But there's a whole demographic of people that's going to stand behind T.O. no matter what he say or does. Get your mind right before 2025. Man. I want y'all to start looking at everything, not from your rose-colored goggles or from your rose-colored lenses, not from those lenses. I want you to look at it like, okay, what am I going to gain from this? What are they trying to tell me? Is this a lie? Are you because listen, they'll sit up there, people will tell you all the time, time is money, but then you allow them to waste your fucking time for 4 hours telling you lies. Like, you will sit around and listen to some people stir up a whole bunch of shit knowing damn well they lying to you for the sake of entertainment. It's like, yes, be entertained, but don't be distracted. Like, you can be somewhere and you can have a good time and y'all can laugh and you can joke and you can clown and you can drone and you can get your facts off and all that. But you will sit around and let somebody disrespect you for hours on time, diminish your worth, try to dull your worth, diminish your worth, degrade you for hours on end. They don't add nothing, but guess what they're doing? They're wasting your time. Like, if you don't do anything before 2025, redeem your time. Redeem your time. Because listen, if you sit around and listen to a bunch of people that ain't got shit to say for hours on end, they are wasting your fucking time. Not me. I'll be trying to open your fucking eyes. That's all it really is. And I hate to be harsh, but I'm like, man, it's a lot of people that do a whole lot of other things, say a whole lot of other harsher things than what I'm actually saying when I'm actually trying to get boxing to wake up. Wake up. You ever got, like, you know there are people that got abused so much, right? They got abused so much, whether it's punched in the face or beat up or kicked on or picked on or bullied, whatever. They got it done to them so much that they don't feel right when it's not happening. Don't be one of them fans, man, where you go somewhere all day and all you do is get punched in your head, punched in your face. Make them respect your time. Call them out on that bullshit. Say, oh, no, that's not what you were saying earlier. Oh, no. You're not going to do that. No. Hold their feet to the fire. Make them kick you out. I always say, man, all that they say. I say my channel with silence is consent, meaning if you don't say anything, that means you agree. And all it takes for evil to prevail is for grown men to sit around and remain silent. It's not right for everybody to be calling out Jake Paul for a bag. You got Hall of Famers calling him out for a bag. But then when people that's in the sport, maximizing the leverage that they have in the sport, doing what they do for a bag, you shit on them. Where they do that at? And people say they don't hate, but like to me, it's like you reveal yourself every time online. You reveal yourself every time in line. Why? Because if you found yourself in whatever profession you were in and you were making the most money in it, right? And all people did was just shit on your talent and shit on what you had to do and stay, you know what I'm saying? All of this stuff all day, every day. You'd be like, hold on, man, hold on. I'm the best. Because don't we all strive to be what, in the top 5, top 10% of our fields of work? Don't we all strive? But if you found yourself to where you were making that type in that part, and all people had to say about you, and it was in a Mortal Kombat, like it was in a combat sport where people have done, like Sabril Matias sent one up. Charles Conwell, he sent one up. Right? In a dangerous sport like that, and you saw somebody that was in the sport who grinded, they didn't get handed anything. They came up from sleeping outside of a gym. Where I'm at, the heroin, at one point it was the heroin capital of the nation. But now they got this stuff called fent, and it's taking over. But if you went from being outside, sleeping in the gym, from the heroin capital of the nation, to where can't nobody do a video without saying your name, and all you have to say about that individual is hate, you lame, bruh. It's some people that go to work and they be with a shift of like 6 people. They ain't even in the top 5 of that. This was a wake-up call. Y'all need to wake up. Did we just get a wake-up call with Andre Ward is calling out Jake Paul and everybody like, yeah, he should do it. He should do it. And all amongst the other activities that I mentioned, are we do y'all need to get your lights punched out, right? Like boxing fans, we need to get our lights punched out to where they like with something devastating, like they need to come out with and shock us to where like, oh man, you know they about, like, you remember what happened when they started saying boxing, they getting ready to do away with boxing in the Olympics. People say, oh man, that's messed up. And it was all this urgency, like they care and they was trying to do something, and all the activity was, it's like, man, boxing is show. I'm telling y'all, it's wrestling, man. It's wrestling in the form disguised as boxing. We in the wrestling. We watching wrestling now, y'all. You know, I mean, I don't know what to say, man. I don't know what to say. What's up, AC, man?
Yeah, what it do, bro? You know I was coming up for this one. This is juicy right here. This is a thick porter steak at Ruth's Chris right now, with all the trimmings, cream, spinach, and everything else. So
go ahead.
Basically, I gotta say it like this: the wake-up call, if the boxing community, the guys in the suits, the wake-up call to me is Jake Paul bagging that streaming jump off. If these niggas don't be careful, you feel what I'm saying? I say it like this. You got fighters, 2 fighters were titled the face of boxing. Canelo Alvarez, Tank Davis, right? 2 of the highest commodities. Can sell whatever. I'm a Terrence Crawford fan, but I also realize that when it comes down to pay-per-view numbers, which is a talking point,
Mm-hmm.
without Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford best is still less than 150,000 pay-per-view sales. With all the talent that man has, you feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So I say it like this: if these dudes don't wake up, the biggest promoter in America that's going to allow the fighter to get the bag that the fighter deserves is going to be Jake Paul Promotions.
MVP. Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And as much as people are trying to hate and say, "Oh, you tripping? It ain't going." Listen,
Yep.
the man did the thing that if you know about business, you watch this stock market shit. You just spent 2 minutes when they talk about the entertainment sector on CNBC. Everybody wants streaming money.
Yes.
That's where all the investors want to dump their money at is in streaming, the streaming apps.
Yes.
What's the one fighter that just pulled off a 100% streaming fight and did retarded numbers?
Yes.
So you can compare the highest selling pay-per-view, 4.6 million, Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao,
Mm-hmm.
to Amanda Serrano. You see where I'm going with this? Amanda Serrano versus Katie, what's MMA? You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao. 4.6 million people watched that fight as it happened. Amanda Serrano versus Katie. 50 million people were watching that fight. If I'm a billionaire and I want to put my money someplace, I'm gonna put my money behind Jake Paul because that's incredible what he just did for female boxing.
And that's the see, that was the paradigm shift, right? That was kind of like a paradigm shifting because people were saying, "Oh man, the pay-per-view, the pay-per-view, the pay-per-view," and it's like, they just showed you where on a platform where you just had a subscription, and it's the same thing. I don't know, it's the same thing like that Amazon got going on, where it's that streaming pocket to where you got that service. You know what I'm saying? It's that element, except for you had to pay for those. Those are pay-per-views.
Yeah.
They just did it to whereas if you had a membership to this and they got those views, so guess what's gonna happen? Remember, I think I was talking about this the other day. I said, man, we were talking about, I think one of the last times I was on, I was saying that the matchmaking is going to go down. And yeah, because now it's going to be like, it's going to be just like the industry. And I'm gonna give you this analogy. It's like in the business, they all had this conversation. You get called to a meeting, they put their arm around you and they say, listen, I can make it pretty much to where wherever you go, people are gonna know your name. You're gonna be a first name basis. You're gonna be on first name basis, like you're like Tyrese, like a first belt, The Rock, first name, like one name, Puffy, like one name. You're gonna be on a one name basis everywhere you go. People are gonna know who you are. They're gonna know what you're doing. They're gonna do this. They're gonna do that, right? You're gonna have a bag. You're gonna go. You're gonna travel here. You're gonna travel there. You're gonna do this, and you just like, yeah. And then they ask you this question right at the end: what you gonna do for me? Like, do you really? Now listen. Listen? We see what he did, and that was his guys. That was very, very clever. That was the poison pill. The poison pill. What he did with them women. It was clever because when I used to really, really rock with Shadeja, I was like, oh man, that's what's up. He getting it, but it was a poison pill because I gotta endure his bullshit to support her, which is beautiful. Like they do that in law with these laws and all the time. It always has some shit in there that you like, oh man, oh man, damn. You know, it's like those rules in those games where you'll get $100, but then you gotta take, it come with a caveat, like a fucked up wish, you know what I'm saying, that's been
Yeah.
granted. Do you really want somebody like Jake Paul in the position with the kind of bag he can get you, like in the position to be able to be like, nope, Shakur, will you want Keyshawn? I got this. Like, do you want somebody like that in that kind of position, bro? Like, would it even be fair? Like, I mean, in business, you know what I'm saying? You can't say anything. You can't say anything because it's business. Like, if he grinds up to do it, don't miss the illustration. I'm not praising him, but if he has maneuvered himself into this position, do you really want somebody like that sitting over top, telling somebody who been doing this shit since they were 6 or 7 years old, if given a chance, would knock him the fuck out, to be able to dangle this in front of his or whatever young fighter say, that same proposition, and this is what I can do for you. What you gonna do for? Do you want him in that position?
Do you want to watch a show, an event that's from Jake Paul Promotions, and Jake Paul is standing there like Dana White with the guy with his hand in the middle, looking at both the fighters as y'all squaring off, and then move his hand back and say, "I'm gonna back up and let you two guys handle that"? Because I can see Jake Paul in that position within 2 years. I can honestly see it, because you got fighters that don't want to work with the Turk, right? But you got legends, Hall of Famers, undisputed champions. You feel what I'm saying? Pound for pound champions calling out Jake Paul. You feel what I'm saying? That is a dynamic that, for me to be perfectly honest, I've never seen before, because I've never seen that situation. Now, granted, I'm gonna keep it a beam. I didn't like the spectacle of watching Mike Tyson in the ring and seeing what I was seeing. But then after Mike gave his reasoning for it, I said, you know what, I'll give you the mulligan. I'll believe you, Mike. You said you just did it for you. You wanted to see if a 58-year-old man still has it to get in the ring. Okay, cool. We saw that. All right? I ain't got no problem with that.
Mm-hmm.
But the consequences of that is a wake-up call to boxing. Because you're now sandwiched between the YouTuber that can get 108 million views globally, or 108 million legitimate streams globally, 65 million people tuned in to watch you versus Mike Tyson. The number is another 5 million people jumped up as new subscribers. That's $34.9 million. Plus what you was gonna make just for being on the streaming platform, and people trying to argue, say there's no money in that. Then how the fuck did they pay Mike Tyson 20 mil?
Yeah, like it's a he definitely stepped inside of a lane. And if you're looking at it from entrepreneurial, it's like from an entrepreneurial perspective, you like, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, if you're looking at it from a hardcore boxing fan, you like, you
It's
know
an ugly truth. Yeah.
You know, so I'm just saying, look, man, and it's all like, let me ask you something. Do you believe that if two fighters want to fight, they can make a fight happen?
All day, every day.
Okay,
we've seen examples of it.
So that means that in these cases, it can't be just one person that don't want to make a fight. Like if somebody don't, like somebody got to be lying. So in a lot of these cases, so what happened is, because we know that two fighters, I believe that same thing. If two fighters want to make a fight happen, they can. So since all of these good fights haven't been happening, we have to spread that blame around to all of the boxers, like the boxers, not the novelty boxers, but we can't be hating on the novelty boxer for doing his entrepreneurial thing, because the boxers didn't do their thing to actually make these fights happen. We can't, you know what I'm saying? We can't have it both ways.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so I'm looking at it like this, man. This is a wake up call, and we're gonna start getting even more watered down fights. We're gonna see a whole bunch of more like I wanted to sit up here. But I wasn't gonna do it. I said, you know what? I just find it odd that somebody I really respect Andre Ward, man, and I'm like, get your bag. I'm not gonna stop you from getting no bag. I'm just saying that, man, as an ambassador, quote unquote ambassador for the sport and like for the hardcore, like I don't see how that paints us in a good light. So I was gonna go through the resume and say, hold on, listen. Well, if you're gonna come back, man, why are you gonna come back for some seafood? You know what I'm saying? Come back for something that we come back for a scrap that we like you and Bivol, you and Baturbiev or something like somebody like why wouldn't you train up and build up and then have a mega fight like that, a real mega fight with a comeback story and for you to, since you walked away, for you to book in your career like that, but you chasing seafood, and because you're the example that a lot of people look up to, this is why I said you gotta read the room.
Yeah. Now here's the funny part. For all the people that's trying to buy into, now this is where I sort of have issue with what Andre Ward is saying or doing. Because I remember looking at, their celebrity desk of all the people that, they had commentating and shit like that. Cedric the Entertainer, you had Jerry Jones, and shit like that. You had Rosie Perez. And to co-sign, give it extra legitimacy, you had the ambassador right there getting a paycheck from that situation. But then you're going to try to spin around and say, whoa. Hey, wait a minute. That wasn't right because that was Mike Tyson. That's an icon. But, I'll say that and I'll fight Jake Paul. But you just give me that first check first and let me deposit this in my in my bank account. And then we could talk about that Jake Paul thing after that. But I'm going to cash this check first. So it's like, yo, Dre, since you want to be called Dre, yo, Dre, bruh, get at me. Talk to me right now. Talk to me, bruh. The people demand answers. The people are demanding answers. As hardcore fans that you seem to be the ambassador for all of us, we demand answers. Like, how did that dynamic work, and how did you just come to that epiphany after you got your check and deposited it? You probably went out and brought something with it. Celebratory. Maybe brought your wife a tennis bracelet or some shit like that. But explain that to me, bro. This is why I'm like, Dre, if you didn't have any part of this, I might have been behind you 100%. But since I know you got paid off of it, I'm probably behind you like 6%. And that's me being gracious.
I mean, to me, it just sends a message that like I have to divide it, because you're gonna have a lot of people that's gonna misconstrue my message. My message is this: Ward got a bag, and I don't blame him from getting it. I don't blame him. I keep trying to tell these guys, man, instead of letting these middlemen regurgitate the shit I'm saying, let me get the bag straight up. You know what I'm saying? I'll be a company man. You know what I'm saying? At that point, you know what I'm saying, them checks looking right. Instead of like, you know what I'm saying, like Gary Jonas, man, cut out the middleman, just get me straight up. Hey, I probably ain't gonna hit you in the head that hard. Yeah. Hard as them. So I understand like getting the bag. I understand Dre getting the bag. What my thing is, it's almost like the people that are selling us up the river to everybody but things that are solid and substantiated over here. Like even in industries where you get somebody that like they might come in and make a big old splash, but they're still like babies in the business of it. You know what I'm saying? You can come out. They always come out and have that mushroom cloud of success. Poof. And then what happened? You know what I'm saying? Because people, they want to see the next thing and then the next thing and the next thing. And if you don't keep it creative, you don't do whatever, it's going to fail. Like, it's many people that jumped in and thought, oh, I was going to be this promoter, I'm going to do that, and it failed. Like, my whole thing is this. I look up to Dre, and I don't want him championing the demise of boxing or being one of them. Because next thing you know, Tim Bradley going to be like, hey, shit, hell. Because they'll say it. Like, listen, this could have been about Tarver. Because Tarver would do it. Tarver would get in there and wax Jake Paul ass. And I'm just like, guys, look, man. Like, I understand you're going to get your bag. I could take that hat off. Hey, okay, go get your bag. But you're not putting on no dress. You're not kissing no man. Matter of fact, you about to knock a motherfucker out. Salute. But listen, guys. For you guys, like the same way they like to say, oh, it's a different standard for Tank. That's what I'm saying for these guys. Like, for you guys who we look up to, it's a higher standard for you. You feel what I'm saying? It's a higher standard for you because the action that you all are taking or threatening to take as far as doing this and doing that, it's going to lead to the demise of boxing. Why? Because precedents get set. Like when I was saying, all right, now with this, when Canelo, when he popped, when that pop hot stuff happened, and they said, oh man, it was the top goals, and I said, all right, now y'all gonna set precedents. You're gonna set precedents. So now, so now it ain't no asterisk. So then people start putting them back on the pound for pound. Then I said, oh well, hold on, man. Like, yeah, David lost his belt, and it was his fault. He lost it twice. Yeah, both of them times was his fault. Yeah. But that's when he mustered all that courage to go get undisputed and all that. And then he don't want to double back and give the man who actually had it before. He don't want to give him a shot. Like, no. Okay, you guys are setting precedents. Oh, he's fighting this guy coming off of a loss. Okay, well, next he's gonna fight a guy coming off of a knockout loss. Okay, you guys are setting precedents. It's like, when you got the bar held high as one of them guys in the sport, and we look up to you as such, don't set the precedents for a lot of things, but not anything that's going to lead to the demise of boxing.
Yeah, because like me and Pop was saying, if you guys felt so whatever about the Jake Paul shows, and now you ready to challenge him to correct boxing, why didn't you do this shit a minute ago?
Why didn't y'all get it popping? Like, listen. This is crazy. And this is so telling. When I say read the room, man, this is like a whole code right here. This is a code right here. This is like a grail that you can, all you gotta do is look at it and read the room and listen to what I'm saying. Listen, Ward got out. He was commentating for a while, you know what I'm saying? Then, so more recently, he did the documentary, he did his book, all that. The documentary is one of the best documentaries out there for a guy. Like, you know what I'm saying? You would have no clue that, like, if you've seen it, it's a must see. I definitely say that. You got out and chose that route. You didn't get out and do a promotional company. You didn't get out and leverage your brand and be the person that you weren't while you were boxing, because you were pretty much all business. People that you was not like the Floyd where you would talk stuff and be the hype, like the image and all that. You were just straight business, and that was he doubled down on that when he sat down with that interview with Eddie Hearn. And I was like, man, you got to read between the lines, because Eddie Hearn was saying, well, yeah, don't you got to feel like you got, he said, no, listen, that's not my job. That's not my business. I get paid my check. And I'm like, and see, that's why you reap the rewards of what you got. Now, you got all the accolades, but you didn't get what you could have got had you been more like Keyshawn or somebody like that.
Yeah,
you wasn't that. So when you walked away from it, right, and you went and did your own thing, you chose to go get the bag with Top Rank. You didn't start your own promotion, and now you're doing podcasts. But it's crazy how you're gonna grab onto this thing that Jake Paul created, which is going to help blow that up, when you could have had your promotional company. We should be saying,
he could have been ESPN.
Did you see the card with, because you had the Jordan endorsement, Like, why weren't you the one that campaigned and commissioned the Netflix? Why weren't you the one that got the girls to fight? But now you want to join in on the fun and leech onto that bag that Jake created. You know what I'm saying? That's how I be looking at it.
It's like this, bro. ESPN Plus could have been Andre Ward's thing. You put on the best fights. You're making deals between the fights that are in-house. Guys need to fight up. Guys that get signed to Top Rank need to fight up to being able to be on the Andre Ward promotion. That's the platinum package when it comes down to ESPN. It's what Ward is doing. You could have been that guy that came in. Everybody was willing to back you. You still had Rock Nation behind you. You feel what I'm saying? You still had Rock Nation behind you, bro. You had all the elements to do what Jake Paul was doing. What did you do? You went to commentating. You wanted to, be a sports announcer and talk whatever you're going to talk instead of being a guy that can actually do something that's a lot more significant. Actions speak louder than words. Words are just words. Commentating is commentating. But if you're the guy implementing action, you're the guy that's saying, you know what, I want to pick up an Amanda Serrano. I want to, also pick up a Clarissa Shield, have them on my joint for this and build up women's boxing and also start to look at all of these young guys because there's two young guys that I got my eye on. One is Shakur Stevenson and the other one is, and the other one over there is Keyshawn Davis. Let me try to steer these guys in the right way. You still sign the Top Rank, but you're on my platform now, which is ESPN Plus. He could have really just, do shit like B-Hop was trying to do. But B-Hop decided to take, be the number 2 instead of also branching out and doing your thing. There are a whole bunch of legends that could have did what Jake Paul is doing throughout their career when they retired. The best one to give the credit to is Floyd Mayweather because he stepped to Al or Al stepped to him, however the story goes, and they started PBC Boxing.
Mm-hmm.
And they made it a prestigious organization to where PBC, when you look at all the sanctioning bodies, PBC is actually the UFC. That's the big stage. The starter pack is ESPN. The in-betweeners, they go to DAZN, they go to Golden Boy. You feel what I'm saying? But when you there or you have that super potential to be there, and you have that star quality with you, you're gonna sign the PBC. Floyd made that happen. You feel what I'm saying by being the face of that situation, in conjunction with Al Heyman's business savvy. So it's like, bruh. Come on, man. I don't want to hear the after effect. I don't. You're too late. Like in politics where they say banks are too big to fail. Y'all put this man in that position, a YouTuber, in that position. Because you can't tell me a promoter that put on an event that 2 female fighters, 50 million people watched that fight.
Just a guy, 402, stand up, one love, hit the like button. Yeah, I appreciate that. Salute, just a guy.
Yeah, he like when B-Mac be coming on and shit like that, and he probably saw the last one where B-Mac and all of us was rocking that Sunday. Mm-hmm. Just the guy comes from there.
Oh, okay. I appreciate that, man, for coming over, man. Subscribe if you haven't. But yeah, man, yeah, I just, I look at everything different, and I'm trying to preserve it, but like, because we talked about it, we talk business, man, and business language, we speak the same business language and have some of the same ideals. And when you sit back and look at it, just like notice where Jake has come in and inserted himself in a spot to where, man, it's gonna be kind of tough to wiggle his ass up out of there, but also, I'm looking at it like, and I think you are too, whereas you seeing how boxing has shifted and where it's going. And listen, people always talk about they want to see the creme de la creme get it on, right? And this is another avenue to where it's gonna be another avenue where you can get a bag, but you might not see the creme de la creme, even though you may see a portion of it. Like you might see, it's not all bad. It's not all bad, but it's going to be another avenue where the money is going to be so great that it's just another way where the best fighting the best can be compromised. It can be compromised, man. Like, cause you know, it's no after the Serrano and Katie headbutt Taylor after they fought. It's like everybody kept saying, "Oh man, the girl got right." Like most people with some common sense, like most people really, they said, "Man, that was the second time." Like that's what I said. I said it was the second time. I said the first time, you could twist my arm and say, "Okay, you know, this past time, I can't." No, that was the second time, and they're already talking about the third one. So the fact that they're so anxious and they want to do it the third time, look at what we're going to be getting. Look at what we're going to be getting, because if she did what she was supposed to do in the second one, we don't know that it would be a third one. But the fact that it's going to happen so fast and it's already this, we're going to be getting a lot of that to where they all ain't going to be Katie and Amanda. They're not going to be like that. There's going to be some shit like this that we're going to have to watch 3 times.
Yeah.
You know, it's going to be some shit that had no business happening, but because it draws the eyes of the masses, we're going to get it several times. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's a slippery slope. It's like it has a lane, it's novelty boxing, but I'm out here to put stakes in the ground and say, don't get this shit confused, man. You got novelty boxing, then you got the sport of boxing, and I'm trying to just preserve the sport of boxing, because once that go, man, I don't know what I'm gonna do, man.
Yeah, but I was saying, boxing is, the sport of boxing is wedged between 2 pillars right now. One pillar is a YouTuber that can generate views. The other one is, you know, a representative that is inserting $500 million into the sport. You feel what I'm saying? But the representative is not putting up those views. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He's not putting up those views, and he's spending 3 times the amount of money. Meanwhile, the YouTuber is spending 1% of that and getting the views, because he understands the business of what people see, the entertainment business, how to build yourself from nothing, and now look at the position you're in. They are actually making arguments. Are you the face of boxing right now? Based on what you're doing.
Yeah, which is, man.
These are the ugly truths we have to accept, because fighters don't want to fight the best, and the promoters are so scared of the pay-per-view business model, they're terrified that they're not going to get their money back off of that. Because I can't, the fight that I would expect to make the most money out of, one guy has decent sales, the other guy has all the talent, but can't sell a wet grape in a wet paper bag. You got the talent, you got the machine behind you, but you don't talk enough to actually sell a fight. So to the Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford, it comes down to that fight being somewhat of a letdown and disappointment when you look at what it generated on that night, which is recorded as 700 views. Jake Paul versus Huey Fury did 800.
Yeah, man. It's this. This is just like this. I say this is a wake up call, because this is just one little angle, one little like sliver of the whole pie of nonsense from from like clout chasing, bro. Like that's what's up now. I'm saying, okay, so I'm trying to say across the airwaves, right? Across this YouTube, this internet, this wherever you at, wherever you see it at, right? I'm trying to say, listen, man, it's okay to be entertained, man, but understand when you're being entertained and when you're being educated or when you're being mentally stimulated on some shit that you should be. Because now, because somebody said their name in a harsh tone and said, yeah, y'all, his mother, something is like, listen, man, it's never going to happen like that. You got novelty boxing, you got that, you got these double standards and fighting people off of a loss and champion versus non-champion, and when even the sanctioning bodies, like, people are getting mad. It's like, this is just another sliver of that pie that is contributing to the sport of boxing in the decline, like the purity of it, like the foundation of it, to where it can sustain itself. It's already being compromised because it's almost like, oh, you got a bag, okay, I'm gonna go over here, and you going to go get that bag over there might equate to you not fighting the best. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, to us not seeing it.
Yeah, like last night I made this comment, and I've been thinking about it. Like, did I overstep? Did I overreach? Am I saying something ridiculous? And that's in this. Jake Paul said at the end of that situation, he wanted a belt. Right? He wanted a belt. You're not going to fight any legitimate champions. You're not in a position to fight any. Even the best prospect knocks you the fuck out. You feel what I'm saying? So, what's the perfect belt that you could get a sanctioning fee, get the sanctioning bodies all on board with what you doing? You feel what I'm saying? What's that belt? What belt would fit that perfectly? Oh, I would say it's the belt that Loma had and Canelo had, and called the franchise champion. He's the perfect candidate for it, because the way the franchise champion was supposed to maneuver, Jake Paul maneuvering like that, although he's not a champion. You're the perfect candidate for the franchise champion, and guess what? I think the majority of fans will accept that. You're the franchise, bro. You're the nigga that's bringing in the money. You're the guy that's putting on the shows that can pay the big dollars and get the big views. It's an ugly truth. It sounds crazy to me.
Listen,
but it makes sense.
But look. When I heard Clarissa say, Canelo, go ahead and get you some Jake Paul, I said, I'm like, man, who am I, man? They're the Olympians. They actually, you know what I'm saying? They actually really put them things on. They really get it in. Like, I'm just a couch potato. I don't do nothing but sit around and eat potato chips and sit on my couch and fluff my pillows, man, and sip tea. That's all I do. So what do I know? But I'm like, ay. What's up, Pop?
We know a whole lot, because I had to fend off a hater today.
Yeah, Pop went through it today.
What happened?
That hating ass nigga.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I was trying to say, man, don't I'm in the thing where I know what I don't feed can't grow, man. So it's like certain people are just cancers, man. Like, I don't got time, man.
I had a little bit of time today, man. I was a little bored. I had a little time today. I wasn't bothering him. I wasn't doing nothing. I post something in somebody's Facebook group just to, put it out there, because it's a sports group, fighting group. So I posted it. I mean, if you're gonna post something, if you're gonna write something on my post, I mean, I feel obligated to let your ass know. And to be truthfully honest, my nigga, I've been doing quite well without your ass.
Yeah.
I don't even know what the hell your clout chasing ass is doing. Why you mad at me?
Cause you growing, man. People, you growing, and you ain't compromising yourself to do it. You
I'm just
get it out
walking
the
around
mud. Like people
T-Top.
don't appreciate. See what? Let me tell. This is what I've been trying to tell you. Everything because when we talk behind the scenes and you say little things, I be like, nah. Just chill out. Just, nah. I always do that because it's a wealth principle. See, people that got that itchy, they impulsive, they'll do. So you don't want nobody like that anyway. It take time, but see, the thing is, as you build, the thing with wealth is you don't gain overnight, and it's very seldom that you lose it overnight unless you make a grave mistake. Like it's hard to gain, but it's very, very hard to lose. You know what I'm saying? And he don't understand that. He's infatuated with the now and the who's, but see what's happening over time, the people that's doing that and compromising, like you might have you might sell to these heights, then it's crash. You know what I'm saying? Why not just build slow? You know what I'm saying? You don't need all of the attention. Be part of a team. Like show some people can't do that, man. Yeah. I was trying to say that, man. The man can't do that, man. He is a cancer. He's a robber. He's a destroyer. Like he's a parasite.
Look at just the guy crazy. Name the names, man. Name the names.
Hey, but I didn't want to turn this. I didn't want to turn this into that. You know what I'm saying?
But just the guy's gonna do his little bit of trolling here and there.
Yeah, I don't. You know, I didn't want to turn this into that because then they'll think that because I wouldn't. I say fuck him. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to give him no attention. Like, no, you ain't getting no attention from me, Holmes. You could do whatever you want, and I have the right to like. I really had the right to fry his ass because he was tagging me and shit and all that. I really do. But I was like, nah, you know, that's what he need. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna give him shit. But I'm not this not that kind of channel though, just the guy. You know what I'm saying? When we get into that kind of stuff, we do that over there. But I be trying to
over there,
you know what I'm saying?
On my channel.
I don't want to turn this into that where people, you know, people think that that's what I'm doing. I'm not doing it. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck. I told you how I felt about him.
Yeah, he'll just
fine. You know what I'm saying? I told you, I was like, I can't. I see. I'm gonna tell you this because I'm the same person. Like here and there, it's like I don't like people around there because like I plan on moving around. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the type to where I like when shit go down. Like I'm not one of the people that you can talk and do certain shit around. You know what I'm saying? So I'll just leave it there. That's why I said I ain't giving that nigga no. He don't get no play in GA, you know what I'm saying?
But just a guy, it's just nigga is way more informed than you. He got a better job at you. He got a better position you at the job, but for some reason he keep wanting to fuck with you. You just got here. I'm like, nigga, I'm good with me being me, just like anywhere else. Like you should be good with you being you. Anybody. Now this Jake Paul shit, man. Like I had fun with that shit last night. I was calling nigga emotional.
Yeah, that shit. We was having fun.
I called nigga emotional.
Who?
Emotional damage.
Yeah, man. Listen, man. That fight over with and done. You guys could have been done something to Jake Paul. You ain't do nothing to Jake Paul. Don't act like you so concerned now because he beat you, because he beat your hero and some shit like that. Like, come on, man.
And that's another thing. I can't stand when people don't be saying nothing beforehand and then afterward, like, yeah, we should have. I'm like, well, where's the stuff where y'all was saying, no, this is not right. No, y'all was with it because y'all with that everything for a bag shit. And that's not how life works.
Yeah.
You can't do any and everything for a bag, man. You know what I mean? People are fucked up because they were chasing a bag.
Yeah, every bag ain't Gucci or Dooney and Burke, baby. Ask your girl. Ask your girl the difference between an MCM and a Dooney and Burke. She like, nah, that's two different things.
If some people would have grabbed the ding-a-ling bag, they wouldn't have the gift that keeps on giving.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Grab some of those bags. You won't even grab that. You know what I'm saying?
Money plays a money plays. Ain't nobody, at least here, don't got an issue with it. Where we tend to pick up issue is it's like, you Johnny come lately after everybody done got a chicken or with the chicken in the cuts and everything, you walking in like, ain't no bitches at the party? What's going on here? Where all the bitches at? It's like, nigga, you late to the party, bro. You late to the party. A couple niggas done came through, got some of them freak chicks. They left with like 2 or 3. Me, I'm laid up with Shorty right there, bro. Ain't nothing here, man. We about to shut this shit down, and you already know what's about to happen after that. So, yeah, man, you done missed the gravy train, man. You better go look for a thought or something like that. You know, so dudes is real butthurt because they're like, fuck, why didn't I think of that? Smacking themselves in the forehead like, fuck, why didn't I? Why I could have been did that. If he doing it like that, I could have been did it because I'm such and such. Yeah.
That shit look like to me like when you see egg on the face.
Yeah.
How niggas missed out. That shit look like how niggas was mad at Whack 100 for fucking with Tekashi 6ix9ine after he snitched.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, you niggas ain't mad that he rocking with that damn snitch. You mad that you missed out on that damn money he was getting fucking with that damn snitch.
Yep. That's what everybody pocket watching. That's what everybody doing. I'm like, man, that's a dangerous thing, man.
That snitch was out here asking any and everybody, Gillian them, everybody, fuck with me. Nah, I ain't fucking with you. Whack made about 10, 15 million off that boy making about 60, 70 million. Oh man, you a snitch. Hold on, wait, bro. All I did was do the business with it. What's wrong? Oh, you mad at me because you ain't get that manager's fee. My bad.
So just
How about this though? How about it also made me start looking at Andre Ward like, you see food. Like, were you always picky were you always like this about your food? Like, you know, was there other things we could have got or should have got? But because, you know, it kind of made me question because, like, man, I don't like, man, even for Jake, I really wouldn't even want to see Andre Ward really go ahead and do that because that's like letting one of these Jedis messing with one of these street motherfuckers. Like, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why would you let a Jedi get in there and you know what I'm saying, pounce on a toddler and shit? Like, come on, man. Bro. Like, y'all really, you know, that's the circus part, I guess. I mean, you know, if you want to be part of that, but then you jumping into a different lane, you know.
He let Roy Jones.
Man, that's like me saying I'm gonna go fight Andre Ward or Alexander Usyk. Bro, I ain't got a chance in hell, and I would be surprised if I made it out of the first round.
Hey, look,
and you don't even gotta knock me out. I might just take a knee and be like, "Hold up, nigga." Nah.
I got shit to do tomorrow. You know?
Yeah, bro. I like Mike Tyson said. I gotta look my kids in the face again. You ain't gonna do this bullshit to me, bro.
He let Roy Jones speak for him on the last podcast, bro. That's how I know that he got one more fight in him, but it's got to be the right number and the right fighter.
And he thinks
that just looked like some seafood. Like, I want you to do like, but this is the writing on the wall, y'all. I mean, no, everybody's being. You could say certain boxers are being picky and choosy, but they all picking their food, bro. Like, to a certain extent. You gotta reason that across the board, like to a certain extent. Because I was one of them guys, and I stand on it. I started saying, I think it was earlier this year. No, I think it was last year. I started saying, man, every boxer got a boogeyman. Like every boxer got a concern about facing another one. And when you say that, they all go, oh man, that's why I don't fuck with Bodywork. You be talking about, like, y'all all have concerns, like whether y'all will or won't fight them. That's something different. Like, yeah, if it's enough money and you getting a fair shake, you getting a camp and everything. You know what I'm saying? If you thought it was 50-50, I think anybody would fight anybody if they thought that they had a fair shake in it. The reason why they don't do it is because they know they're not going to have a fair shake. So they like, why risk it when I can keep getting other bags doing this and that? But every boxer has somebody that they're concerned about getting in the ring with. You can't convince me otherwise, because it's just like on the street. Yeah, I could fight. But it was some motherfucker that I'm like, yeah, I don't, you know what I'm saying? I might, you know, I might got to see what's going on as far as, you know, if it go down, you know, you won't be as aggressive. Like it's nature. Like, you ain't gonna be as aggressive. Like, you ain't Shaq step on your shoe versus Cat Williams stepping on your shoe. You might turn around You know what I'm saying?
I'll put my hands on Cat Wings. I'm gonna tell Shaq, my bad, dog.
It's a real thing. I don't know why they act like that shit don't be happening in boxing.
We all lived in a town. We all lived in a town. Everybody on this panel right now. I lived in Westbury. Westbury's a town. You live in a town right now, Body. Smoke live in a town. Growing up, it might be the nigga that's down the block that got older sisters and the only boy, or it might be, dude around the corner or around the block 3 blocks away. But it's always that dude that you could beat up damn near everybody. But when it comes down to that nigga, it's like, yeah, I don't know. If we have a fight, bro, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, bro. I don't know. You feel what I'm saying? And you being honest, it's not like I'm saying I'm scared of the nigga.
Yeah, right.
I'm just saying I
exactly.
don't know, because I know he could fight his ass off. I done seen the nigga get down. And he done seen me
all
get
them
down. So
niggas laugh.
it's like the both of us look at each other like, if it came down to it, I'll fight him. But I'm just saying right now, I ain't got no reason to fight him. And that's what these professional boxers are saying to themselves. It's like, right now, I ain't got no reason. What the fuck do you mean, nigga? You're a professional fighter. He's in your fucking weight division.
I got beat up by them niggas early. We was in elementary school. We found out what we was in the totem pole. And when them niggas got worse, I started making them niggas laugh. They were like, nigga, you stupid. I'm like, I know, but you won't hit me. Yo, I had a nigga named Maceo. That nigga said, if you wasn't funny, I would fuck you up. I said, I know. I'm funny. And bro, you talking about them niggas that you just looking at them like, bro, how you built like that in junior high school?
Yeah.
You look like a WWE wrestler in junior high school.
Man, there was a nigga named Ant Wiley and my god brother Rocky.
It's always
Both these niggas' muscles had muscles. Both these niggas' muscles had muscles, and it was just like, hold on, bro. We both 13 years old. Where the fuck do you get man muscles like that, bro?
Bro, just
like the niggas had tripods in their neck muscles. like, come on, nigga.
We used to use them words you can't use now. Like they'll put you into like, boy, he retarded strong.
Yeah.
We had around my way. It was just
around and find out.
Around where I grew up in, it was just people that was just like crazy. Like, I'm like, this motherfucker head the size of a pit bull. When you look in his eyes, you see it ain't there all upstairs. This is like he willing to go somewhere where you ain't really willing to go. So unless like now I was the type where now you ain't gonna disrespect me. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna. I ain't gonna be all whatever, but you ain't gonna disrespect me, or I'm gonna go somewhere else. Like I'm gonna get either out of the way or not be around. But we knew there was certain motherfuckers that just crazy. Like they was going around doing crazy shit. Like they was just, they was not right. Yeah. It's like you wasn't gonna be the apex everywhere. Like and I understand that in boxing, but like in the conversation of boxing, they all get selective. Like to me. To bring it all the way back, it looked like it didn't age. This ain't gonna age well for Andre, in my opinion. Like the fact that he ready to pounce down on this. You got one more in you, so if it ain't him, who you gonna pounce down on? Some food? Like that's what I'm thinking. That's how I'm looking at it.
I'm gonna say it like this, Drake. If you gonna come back for the right payday, right, whatever, do what you said you was gonna do before you retired and get that Alexander Usyk fight. Usyk said he would be willing to go down to light heavyweight.
That's what I'm
coming back for Canelo or Jake Paul fight. He ain't fooling nobody. Word, them checks he getting over there with Showtime and them checks look good. He ain't fooling nobody.
But didn't that lead me to another thing? Ain't Canelo supposed to be Bud food? So how is he really gonna come back for Canelo?
Hell yeah, but damn, that number right. Because Roy Jones said that if the number right and the right opponent, he be back. And
but he just said this whole
he was just cheesing like that. Like my nigga, no, I ain't gotta say it. We know it's Canelo, definitely, or right about now, Jake Paul. Anyway, yeah. Look at it'd be a bigger payday than he ever got in his life as about.
Yeah, but Pop, he just said this shit earlier this year. He just said this whole shit about Alexander Usyk earlier this year when some interview came out where Alexander Usyk was talking about he was considering going down the light heavyweight.
I get that.
So if this is what you saying, bro, and
last week he said that he'll fight with Jake Paul.
You know how hyped I was to hear that? I was like, oh my God, this nigga come back and bags a Alexander Usyk fight. I do not give a fuck what the price is. I am buying that shit and I am watching it.
A nigga come back for Jake Paul. Or
hell, I ain't spending one dime on that shit, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Like, man, that's the elephant. That's the elephant. I'm saying. So the big thing is like, man, you got people watching you, Tim Bradley. You got people watching you, Andre Ward. Like the same shit y'all be talking about, little old Tanky Tank who ain't about legacy. He just bought the bag and he's getting to the bag. Like people are looking at y'all like, man, y'all are Hall of Famers. Like y'all were like true to the game. Like y'all wasn't on all of that. So now some of the stuff that y'all saying, it don't line up and y'all are setting precedents. This is why these people are moving the way they're moving. Like, think about this. Think about this. How the hell is okay? Everybody know Bud wants Canelo, right? It's been Canelo. That's what he want. That's what he want. How the hell is Andre Ward gonna come in and Bud gonna be cool with that? Like it's the same thing with Keyshawn, with Shakur, like saying, all right, well shit, go ahead, Keyshawn, go ahead and get Tank. Like, what? Like, what are we doing? Like, and I'm telling, that's why I said read the room.
Yeah.
Cause they're setting precedents in this energy. Like these boxers now, they're looking up to these guys. Like they value. Oh man, like because if I come out and bust Tim Bradley, oh they go, oh man, that couch potato, yeah. But I could be busting Tim Bradley ass, like on some real facts. Like I cook his ass all the time. They say he's the Hall of Famer, so they're gonna respect him more above anything. So what Andre Ward is saying, what Tim's saying, what these guys are saying. Even Sergio Mora and them, like when them guys that really laced them up, when Paulie and Chris, they get all on their shit, like Tarver, even Teddy, they look up to what these people are saying, bro.
Yeah.
Like they the same standard that they hold certain people to, where they say, oh, he's not moving the way I want to, and he would do this. It look like he doing better in his career than you because. All that legacy shit, that shit that y'all got, y'all act like that didn't matter. Y'all act like them accolades and stuff didn't matter because y'all looking like y'all would do anything for a bag. The man in real time in his career is actually getting a bag, and he hasn't sealed the deal on his shit yet. Yeah. Like, we gotta hold them to a standard, man. We gotta hold them accountable, man, because the young people are looking up.
I'm thinking about some of these guys and how they. All that shit, and then I think about that one line that one of the best villains ever did. He had the best laugh ever from wrestling. The $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. Everybody's got a price. Everybody's got a price. Andre Ward price probably be $8 and $12 million. All that legacy shit. Out the goddamn window. Because he gonna start that thing about them 2.5, almost 3 years he didn't fight, all the money he missed, all the fights he missed out on, promoters, that, and the third, the money changed. Man, listen.
Well, for me, legacy went out the door the minute he said, he wants to whatever with Mike Tyson. I mean, for Mike Tyson, like Mike Tyson needed somebody to come rescue him. He knew exactly what he's doing. He made his statement. He made his statement after the fight. Don't nobody need to come and rescue Mike Tyson. Like, no, bro. Nobody needs to justify anything for Mike Tyson. You feel what I'm saying? You talking about your legacy. You won big fight, payday, yada yada yada. What would that do for the Andre Ward legacy? Because at the end of the day, Just a Guy is 100% right. You were never really a star like that. You were never really the household name like that. Incredible talent for the boxing purists. But for the casuals, if you were walking down the street next to me, they probably think we were brothers before they say, oh shit, that's Andre Ward.
They're gonna say, Why is he fighting the dude from the Creed movie? Just
You
say
feel
it.
what I'm saying?
Why is he fighting the dude from the Creed movie? Then you figure out, oh, he's a real fighter. Oh, shit, for real?
Yeah.
Now, to be real honest with you now, like, Jake Paul is not going to fight Andre Ward. Like, I get Andre throwing his hat in the ring, just like no different than Keyshawn, knowing that he had something already else lined up.
It's built
About
for
a
the
goddamn
next
day.
event.
It ain't no difference. You
Yeah.
just you throwing your hat in the ring because it's a big payday. But like Blue said, when it come to Jake Paul, bro, like Andrew Tate may get that fight before any other damn person that anybody threw their hat in the ring.
But here's the funny part. Watch Andre Ward be at the next Jake Paul fight announcing this shit and commentating this shit.
If he got the bag, yeah.
Man.
If bro, he got the bag, bro. He got the bag and the opportunity. That would be a great opportunity for Andre Ward and all the smoke and all of that. You know what I'm saying? It'd be a great opportunity. Put it on, have them niggas there commentating or hosting and shit. But other than that, nigga, you gonna be at the next Jake Paul, the next whoever, because y'all trying to grow a brand right now. So, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
But that's precedence. Just latch on to another man's legacy. I can relate. A lot of people just like latching on. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, you know, I don't know why Andre Ward couldn't do it for himself. Why can't he create a situation and make it to where Jake gotta do business with him? You know, I mean, I don't know, man. I think that the people are seeing these moves, man, and it's just like I don't know. It got crazy when people start mixing up the MMA and then the boxing. Now we got the novelty and then the boxing, and then all of the was it scripted, was it not, and then that superseding the actual sport. And people saying, why the fuck we gonna talk about that? Because they making the most money in the sport. It's just not good, man. It's not good for the sport.
But to me, that comes from these boxers not fighting each other multiple times. So if you know what I'm saying, if you pointing the finger at Jake Paul, there's you got three other damn fingers pointed back at your damn self. So think about it. That's how I look at it. You guys, like when Jake Paul started during COVID, you guys didn't get him up out of there. You ain't just people start like you guys didn't fight. You didn't give us the fights we fucking wanted when we fucking wanted it. You could have got a certain amount of people to fight at least 2 times. Nah, we ain't get that. So this guy came in and gave us exciting cards and made sure that he knocked somebody out at the end of a damn bullshit fight. His fans went with it, and now we got what the fuck we got. So I blame the fighters and the promoters. Everybody that's mad at Jake Paul, I blame y'all.
Yeah, this was just a wake up call to get everybody to wake up and say, listen, man, this is how he was able to get his foot, get a stronghold now. Yeah, first he just put his little leg in and caught the elevator, and then he got on that motherfucker and got all the way up to the top, and now, you know what I'm saying, he got it in a chokehold because whether you were the A side or the B side, since it take 2 to tango, 2 fighters didn't want to fight bad enough. It was enough of these 2 fighters who didn't want to fight each other, enough of those situations to not happen for this guy to slip in that spot, man. So y'all got to make these fights happen. Us as fans, we got to stop being distracted because, like, man, they killing the sport. Like, they killing it, the essence of it, man. And if we don't do something about it and be more responsible about how we talk about it and what we actually really give all the energy to, man, it's going to go down faster.
Man, listen, if you listening, you stealing, all you fighters that called out Jake Paul, listen, stop being emotional. We get it. I understand. The little Ohio kid that was making vines and shit like that. One of the brothers he beat our hero. He beat the reason that you niggas get in the ring right now. Everybody want a Tyson knockout. Look, boop, bop, bam. I get it, bro. I understand. But this is y'all fault. Letting them turn your art, your craft into a spectacle. Either way you look at it, by not, I mean, he pulled a Benny Siegel on niggas after a while. Either get down or lay down. Either get down or lay down. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Hey, listen. Hey, just the guy, Jake Paul versus Ocho Cinco. Don't think that goddamn, like that Uncle Shay won't set that up for Nightcap. Want to be astronomical.
Don't think you might not see a Jake Paul versus a Michael J. White.
He ain't gonna fight him.
I'm joking.
He ain't gonna fight him, bro. And that's spinning back.
Man, he ain't even gonna fight Hakeem Rockman Jr. Why not spin the block on Hakeem Rockman? Then that's something I'll support. I'll support that.
That I will support, but
because he don't want no real smoke, man.
Nah, he ain't gonna want that. And like Hakeem Rockman not gonna sign that contract. You can't hit me too hard. He not signing that contract.
He ain't gonna go right in the head.
I already seen that nigga. He ain't gonna sign that contract. He ain't right in the head. That's not gonna happen. And the name isn't big enough. And like at the beginning, that's why he said, "Hell no, this nigga ain't gonna abide by the rules." No. No.
Yeah, he might really try to knock me out.
He is gonna really try to knock me out. We had to sit down already, and this ain't gonna work. This is not this nigga. Nah, he looking for the come up. I'm not gonna be it. That's how I think that shit goes with when it goes to that, man. But he's not like right about now. If he fought Hakeem Rockman, I think it'd be a good fight. But like he's taking the biggest chance on that, and I don't think he's gonna do that with Hakeem Rockman Jr. He'll fight Hakeem Rockman.
Why do we campaign this chicken? Like, why do we campaign this dude to be able to be selective and not the real smoke, but then the real boxers? Like, I don't know, man. It's just weird, bro. I just think we need to wake up, bro. Like, wake up.
Yeah.
Let's wake up, everybody, man. Let's close it out. I'm coming up on 2 hours, man. But how y'all want to land it, man? What's y'all message of the evening?
My message of the evening is that if boxing doesn't correct itself by making the big fights and just being reasonable, you're gonna have Jake Paul Productions putting on Jake Paul Promotions putting on the biggest fights in boxing. And paying the biggest bags.
You can't beat them. Join them. Especially when it comes to this with this money. You can't beat them. Join them. Because the niggas that you playing around with is stealing from you. They stealing. They ain't promoting you like that. Listen, ain't nothing wrong with going ahead and putting yourself out there. If you're not a major main guy, ain't nothing wrong with being on one of his undercards. Or how about you be the first major card he promotes without him fighting on it? How about that? How about one of you niggas do that shit? But you can't, right? Because your promoter has the ego the size of goddamn Megatron. But
so
till next time, man.
Durant, you say pull a Kevin Durant and go to the Warriors, huh?
I ain't saying it's like it sounds bad in basketball terms or something, but like this is boxing, bro. Like you're trying to. These are the most I would say unpaid, unnoticed athletes that are not covered. Like you guys should be noticed just as much, if not more, than football players. They wear helmets all fucking game. They have their name on the back of their jersey. You have your face on the TV screen, jumping around, punching people, with your name on the bottom of the screen. People are like, "Who is you again?" You
Yeah.
paid the least. You looking for the next fight where you can get some money. A lot of you niggas have jobs. A lot of you niggas are barbers and work in construction and free climbers and shit like that, plumbers. A lot of you dudes really have jobs in between fights. Day traders, whatever. So yeah, bro. That's how I leave it.
All right then, man. Shit. Well, always, man, you got some, you know, you got a little bit of everything there, you know, in that. And good
Ain't nothing
little
wrong with going to the Boston Celtics, man, if they got some extra money.
A great
Golden
show,
State
buddy.
Warriors, Boston Celtics, the Lakers, if they got some extra money, man, and they already set up to win and they've been winning, hey, you know what? God damn it. AC, we live in New York. Ain't nothing wrong with going to play with the Yankees, even though they got 8 All-Stars on the roster already.
For sure. Well, great show, Pop.
MVPs and all that. You gotta go, you gotta go.
I'll see you on the next one. Salute, Bodywork. Salute, Pop.
All right,
Salute.
AC.
Man, make sure you get that body work over here, man. Body them out, bro.
All right, Pop, salute. Just the guy, good show, fella. Yeah, you was cooking in the comments. I understood everything you was saying, you know. I understand everything you were saying. But yeah, that's the show, man. I think that I think we need a wake up call, man, because it's getting out of control. Like we all appreciate a little bit of drama, you know what I'm saying? Like probably one of my best genres of movies to watch is drama. But like a little bit of drama, like because it's a combat sport, it's gonna be some ill will. It might be some past history, but like in the conversation and how we looking at boxing and the things that we enjoy about it is dying, y'all. Like it's not looking good, man. Like people are being selective about their food, and it's just not one boxer doing it. It's they all doing it. People are getting money hungry. They doing anything for a bag. They giving credit to people who they know openly are picking and choosing and throwing fights. Like look at what Thomas said. Tyson sold out. And I didn't want to say nothing because it sounds like I'll be hating on my guy. Like Mike Tyson was my guy. You know, when that last time when I stopped, I told this story before, but the short version is when he got stopped. I think it was Tommy Morrison, man, when he kissed him after the fight, man. I just wanted to make enough money to feed my family and all this. Like I was in the army, I was pissed. I stopped watching boxing for a minute. I said, man, I thought it was done then. And over the years, I started, you know, when some big fights would come, I would keep my eye on Pacquiao. But when some big fights would come up and I would see things, I slowly, gradually got back in. There was 2 fighters that got me actually all the way back in. When I seen these 2 young people, I said, oh man, boxing is back. And that's why I came back. That led me back. But like, man, the foundation of boxing is slipping away, man. Even the conversation around it, man. Like if you got somebody saying that David versus David is a shitty fight, if you had people complaining about a free fight in Tim Tszyu and Bakram, a free fight they complain about, and then they're crying because David versus David is a pay-per-view, but then they sitting around with knee pads and throating Jake Paul for like a month. Like boxing is it's taking its last breath. It's breathing hard. You know what I'm saying? It's laid back. It's breathing hard. The luster in the eyes is starting to dim. You know what I mean? It's just, you know, we got legends wanting to come back and fight. YouTubers. Like as a legend, you do legendary things. When Rambo come back, he ain't picking on the dude at the grocery store. Let that sink in. And Cloud Chase, man, I said attention is a new drug, but clout chase, like Rick James said, clout chase, man, that's a hell of a drug. That's a hell of a drug. Yeah. Clout chase. You know what I'm saying? It's a hell of a drug, man. It's a hell of a drug, man. And this is where boxing and the conversations around it are going. Remember, I'm just 5%. I'm here for the hardcores. I'm here for the people that really want to see boxing sustain itself and not the freak show. We enjoy like the freaky, little bit of that freaky shit every now and again. You know what I'm saying? Little here and there. But we like the, you know what I'm saying, the essentials of boxing. We want to keep the integrity of it. I'm not trying to be holier than thou and all that. I'm just saying, let's think about where it's going. Where people are going to have to sign up and be under the banner of Jake Paul to really get appreciated in the sport? Really? This is just where we headed, y'all. It's just food for thought. This is fact-based content. This is fruits and veggies, not that Reggie. The alternative to opinion-based. I have my opinions, but the fact of the matter is we are entering wrestling. You know what I'm saying? It's wrestling disguised as boxing, and they are taking over. And if we don't get our shit straight, if we don't start supporting and giving voice to the things that need to be given voice to, because guess what? The power that be, the ones that making money, they listening to the people that saying, how can we make the most money? Remember, it don't matter about the belts and all that. Why? If it did, then how would Jake Paul be able to do that? People pick and choose when they want to say belts matter and they don't. You know what I'm saying? We know what the big fights are. We know when it's the creme de la creme, you know, that's fighting each other. And we're not getting it, which opened up a huge ass lane for this guy to come in. Anyway, support, you know what I'm saying, however you can. Like, hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't. You know, update your notifications. And, you know, I do give myself time to be a fan sometimes. I'll sit back. Like, if I see and hear the conversation around boxing and the energy, I'll sit back. And if I don't have anything good to say, I'm one of the people that's just not. I don't have to be out here all day. This is not McDonald's. This is not 7-Eleven. Like them crusty ass McDonald's where they give you them same old ass fries, that same sandwich, like the McDonald's that's in every community, like the big. I'm not that. Not one of them 7-Elevens where you get them crusty ass, you know what I'm saying, them Jamaican beef patties and shit like that. I'm not that. I'm not that. So I don't have to be frequent. You know, I don't have to be first. You know, I just want to be factual. You know what? I want to put a stake in the ground, man, for the things that matter. You know, that's it, man. That's all my contribution for today, man. Thanks for everybody who came through. Thomas Pridgeon, Just a Guy. But this was the wake-up call, y'all. And y'all got to read the room, man. Look and see who's setting these precedences and setting these standards and why people are moving and how people get deemed acceptable for doing certain things when other people just get shitted on all day, every day. When they really moving the needle. When their name move the needle, when everything they do move the needle, but the other guys don't. But they're doing everything right and one of them's doing everything wrong. It just don't make sense. Don't be out here getting divided and conquered. You know what I'm saying? That's a strategy where they'll get you caught up in lies. They'll split fan bases, have you going back and forth with each other, ready to pull up, shoot out, whatever, bust each other up. At least let the fighters get in the ring and bust each other up before we actually do it. You know how we do it here. We do that body work. We keep it all, we try to keep it all the way 10 times 10 over here. I don't know what's going on. Great breakdown. I appreciate that. Yeah, you know how great feedback, man. You put a lot of energy into the salute the crush. You put a lot of energy into the channel, just a guy. AC came through, his twin, Bills, Edward Morris, his twin, Cookie Monster, as always. Yeah, I appreciate all of y'all for stopping in, popping in. We had a good little, nice little cook there. But thanks for choosing Bodywork Boxing. Well, we don't take things for face value. We do that body work.
He didn't want to box. He wanted to actually prove that he could punch with you. He was like, what the fuck is this nigga, right? Oh, okay, you want to go to sleep. You tired.
Welcome to Bodywork.